Hello there! Recently it was Seollal, which is the Korean Lunar New Year's celebration. So usually during Seollal, Korean people go back to their hometown and then they spend the days with their family. But recently it has become more usual that they just travel abroad. And I've always been curious how Seollal actually looks. So what people do and what they eat. And usually as a foreigner, it's really difficult to be able to experience the traditional Seollal unless you're part of a Korean family. And this time I was lucky enough that my boyfriend took me to his hometown to experience Seollal with his family. And I thought I'd just share a few of the things that I saw or what we did basically. So if you're also curious like I was, that you're able to get an image of what it's like. And I have to say my boyfriend's family was very welcoming and kind. Of course, it is an advantage that I speak Korean to a certain amount, so I didn't need my boyfriend to translate all the time for me, even though I did need his help sometimes. So the trip basically started on Friday, where we drove with my boyfriend's parents to Jeonju. Usually there's a lot of traffic because all the Korean people that live in Seoul, they'll go to their home country at the same time. So we were lucky that there wasn't too much traffic. It took 3 hours. We arrived in Jeonju at around midnight and we were staying at my boyfriend's aunt's house. So basically the first day we arrived, it was already midnight, but they were still awake and we greeted all of them. We said hi and just talked a little bit. But all the grown-ups were basically talking until 3 a.m. which I was very surprised by it. And then in the morning, I personally skipped breakfast, but all the others had breakfast at 9 a.m. So you can imagine they went to sleep at 3 a.m. and then woke up before 9 a.m. And the aunts, they were preparing the meals. I was just sleeping because I was really tired. At the aunt's place, there was a separate room where they just gave us two the room to sleep in. And my boyfriend slept on the floor, I got a mattress. And immediately after getting up, I took a shower. And they were all surprised that I didn't wash my hair. And if you're a Westerner and you have the European fine hair, then you probably know that it's not very usual for us, especially women, to wash our hair every single day. So I explained to them that it's not good for my hair, it will be damaged. But that showed to me how those standards are also kind of different. And immediately after getting ready, we went to get some bibimbap, which apparently Jeonju is famous for. But my boyfriend kept complaining that it's way too expensive for bibimbap. And they just used the history to put a premium price tag on the bibimbap. But it was actually really good for what I can tell. And afterwards we went to a cafe where we waited for some cousins to join us. And after the cafe, we all together went to a market where we bought fish and crab for dinner. But I'm not really sure what was going on because everyone just was running around buying the different things that we needed. And they also kept trying to show me everything because in Europe we don't have this type of market. So it was a bit overwhelming, but still a very nice experience. And after the market, we took a drive for an hour, I would say, where we went to a temple that's surrounded by a park. So we took a walk and we walked around in the temple, which was also very nice. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't too great. There was a lot of fine dust and it was just foggy. But I really like seeing temples. At a certain point, they start to look very similar to each other, but I just appreciate the architecture behind it and just how calming they are. And there was a cute cat on the way there as well, so I had to film it as well. And after our walk, we took the car and went to the seaside, where we had more snacks. At the seaside, me and my boyfriend, we had churros, and the other family members, they had the Korean hot dogs. And my boyfriend's father made me eat bondegi, which is a bug that's in oil or some kind of watery sauce. And I ate it before and it wasn't too bad when I tried it back then because it was cold and it didn't taste too much like bug. But this time As soon as I bit into it, all the juices just exploded in my mouth, which I wasn't a fan of. And afterwards, it literally just tasted like eating a bug. So I wasn't too excited about that one. So afterwards, we just had another walk and we enjoyed the sunset, if you can call it that way. And after that walk, we took the car again. This time we went separate ways, where we visited my boyfriend's grandmother, but from his maternal side. It was an old traditional building that they renovated, but there was still one room that was very traditionally how it was. And the grandmother still has like very old utensils, I would call them. For example, a very old ironing stick, which they put into coal and then they iron clothes with it. Or things to sift the rice. And when you plant rice, the baskety scooping thing, I'm not sure what it's called, but they showed me everything. And even on the roof, it said when the building was made, which I found really interesting. So that was also a really nice experience. And they gave us a bunch of like fresh dog, which is so amazing. If you have the opportunity to try it, I highly recommend it. It's really good. So after visiting the grandmother, we went back to the aunt's house where we had dinner all together. But we had kokke soup. And I was so grateful they didn't make it too spicy, so I was actually able to eat it without my nose running the whole time. And then we talked more, it was really fun. And we talked a bunch about how we got together and also traditional stuff. I think the whole family was really excited to show me Korean traditions, which I really appreciated. This time again, everyone was talking until 3 a.m. And the next day again, we woke up at around 9 or 9:30. And then we got ready again. I skipped breakfast again because I know immediately as we go out we will have lunch. So this time they were really excited to show me sundubu jjigae, but not the Seoul version, but the Jeonju version, which is apparently very different. And I have to agree, the tofu actually tasted really different. I wouldn't say one was better than the other, but they both tasted really good. And after lunch, we went on a walk again. This time it was a different type of temple. So I heard in Korea, people stack stones on top of each other and then they make like a wish. I'm not quite sure if other countries have that as well, but we went to a temple where there's a huge stack of stones, basically 2 mountains of stones, and it's quite a historical place, so we went there as well. And again, there were some cute cats, which I had to film as well. So in between, we also went to pay our respect to my boyfriend's grandparents. I don't know if it's disrespectful, but it feels disrespectful, so I just tried to be safe and didn't film too much. There is this place for veterans and their partners where they get cremated and stored. Sounds weird, but they they are on display, so the families can visit them and pay their respects there as well. So we did that. Yeah. After taking a walk, we went back to the car and drove back to the aunt's place. This time, more of the extended family arrived and they were all talking. I greeted them, but it was a bit overwhelming for me. So the relatives, they just told me like, okay, go take a rest in the room. It's fine. You don't need to like stay with us the whole time. Which I kind of appreciated because after a certain amount of time of just hearing Korean, it does get a bit overwhelming trying to understand everything, so they were very understanding. So I just went back to my room and just read my book while my boyfriend just continued talking with everyone. We didn't stay for the bowing ceremony where you're supposed to show respect to the elderly, and I think the younger children get money as a little present. Me and my boyfriend, we left at around 8 p.m. to take the express bus back to Seoul because the family dog has been staying with his brother, but he didn't have time throughout the whole of Seollal, so we jumped in between. My boyfriend's parents, they stayed for longer, like 1 or 2 days more. And the bus ride itself was also really fast, like not a lot of traffic. I was surprised by that as well. It was really cozy. If you ever visit a different city in Seoul, I would highly recommend the express buses because they're really comfortable. Sometimes express buses, they stop at the Hyugae, which is a rest place where you can go to the toilet and get some food. and it's really nice, so I would highly recommend that as well. I hope you got kind of an idea of what Seollal is. I asked around, and apparently it's very typical to just visit temples, go on walks, eat a bunch of good stuff, and basically just have a good time with your family, which I think is really nice. So despite not having been able to join for the bowing ceremony, I hope you got an image of what Seollal is like, and I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye!